So, hey everyone, my name is Fleur and I wanted to make a video today sharing a little bit more. Like right now there's so much, so much I could share about because as many of you know and are feeling, this is a very, very, very powerful time, very transformational time. I think being here with your finger on the pulse on planet Earth is really quite a radical experience right now. But I'm also inspired to make a video because because it's a really beautiful day, and I haven't yet made a video of me outside, and I have some people who work with me who keep saying they want to see a little bit more of where I live. So in a minute, I'm gonna give you a little turn the camera around so you can see where I live. So yeah, these are such powerful times, and I'm feeling so honored and blessed to be working in really the deepest way known to me thus so far. With other people, and I am so nourished and moved, and yeah, so deeply moved by the potential right now for communion with one another through the depths of consciousness, intimacy, and really for us to step into the paradigm shifts that we've long been ushering in, and truly be them, become them. So what I'm noticing in I'm working right now with a group of 10 women, and they're all uniquely, profoundly deep women. It wasn't just open to women, but it just seems that women were who wanted to book on. And they're all kind of deep, long-term meditators, healers, body workers, tantrikas in their own right. And it's such an honor that they are wanting to deepen with me and with our work. And I'm in awe of the grace and ease of the journey and the simplicity. It really just feels like the ripeness of now is allowing everything to gently reorganize and land into its rightful place. And this is a very, very beautiful thing, because what this is speaking into is through the chaos that we have been seeing as kind of the processes of awakening took the world stage in a way, and our kind of little bubbles burst, and kind of chaos hit the kind of public environment in an extreme way, really. I think very, very deeply felt by those who are very tuned in. And I think it's just so beautiful to taste the fruits of that, that which has been a long time coming, really. So I notice I'm experiencing that in myself as I'm sharing like a deep reorganization that is allowing the wholeness and completion to really build and blossom into every nook and cranny it's yet to kind of touch and taste. And yeah, so within the context of the group work, the feedback that I'm getting is, you know, kind of beautiful things like people have never felt so safe before in a group environment, that old patterns are just shifting effortlessly. that they feel like they are in a constant container of like being in the womb through being in the group. And all of those things for me are very much indicative of the environment that we are creating together, and that I am very much ushering in, and that Lisa has been ushering in with me for many, many years. So it's so beautiful to me that to those that it's ripe and in the readiness of time, there's a landing into that space that's kind of just been waiting. It's like kind of like a nest, like a kind of primordial womb or a nest environment that is being tended to for a very long time, and now it's just waiting for those who want it, who need it, who resonate with it, actually, because I think it's very much not something I never want to imply, and it would be almost ridiculous to do so, that the environment that we're creating is mine or Thesis, or that's kind of funny. It is at the root of all consciousness, actually, that primordial womb space. It's at the root of all things manifest. And so no wonder people who have been kind of sitting in silence for a long time, or kind of working a lot within themselves, as soon as that environment is handed to them as a group container, they just go there, and or their lives start to reorganize in a way to allow what that environment truly is within them to blossom and anchor. So I'm just really savoring how what it feels to me like is that the environment of primordial womb space, which to me is everywhere, it's not a thing or like even a location, it is everywhere. and I recognize that realization of that depth hasn't blossomed for some people, and so they're not necessarily being nourished. It's a bit like the placenta hasn't really connected from that cosmic womb into their physical womb, and so through their body human experience, there is not yet the receptivity to that nurture and that nourishment of that primordial darkness. But I do feel that that placenta is reaching into the collective in new ways, and many beautiful people are kind of being the agents of that process. And I feel like I'm one of them, Lisa's one of them, and I do feel that there are many, many of you who are listening are one of them. And the women who are working with me, they are definitely agents for that process. And because the beautiful thing is, when you're working, it's so cool, actually, because when you're working within yourself and you're resourcing that depth of source remembering through the body, you come to recognize that there's no location. So it's not like I'm going into my womb. There is just the environment of that unified field, which kind of had certain qualities to it. We can talk about nurturing darkness. There's definitely a unification of movement in there because of the embodiment and sound, and all of reality is kind of this living, breathing, moving organism of life, and it's beautiful, and it's informed, and it's the embodied. And so that oneness, really, even the word oneness, yes, there's oneness, but it really, there's such a disappearing into that through form, that oneness takes on these beautifully unique expressions. And yeah, so as I'm sharing, I notice that kind of feels like a kind of a movement in water, like a plant in the water. And the wind is a subtle wind here today, and the subtle movement on the water, and everything in my environment is responding back, is kind of part of that subtle, gentle movement. And there isn't really I don't have an experience right now of a me and a world, or an inner or an outer. There's just this one moving, living, breathing way of things, of which I am deeply a part. So I'm kind of, oh, maybe this is a good time for me to share where I'm living and my home. So I live on this little island called Pantelleria. It is a volcanic island. It is a very, very powerful place, and I'm very blessed. My mother has created a beautiful family home here, and I rent my own home here, about 10 minutes from her. And yeah, so it's been in my life, really my whole life. I came here first when I was 3 months old, and really for the last 10 years I've kind of been making this my primary residence. And it really was in alignment with the deepening of my work, and the, yeah, like the cultivation of that womb space, because this island is such a kind of primordial womb-like environment. It's carries a very deep depth of darkness, and very earthy archetype, earthy blackness. You know, the crystal on the island is the obsidian rock. So yeah, the island has really been a very co-creative and strong gateway for me through my own initiation into that darkness, and really allows me to take other people there. I feel so supported by my environment. She's really holding that ground very, very deeply, and that gate of mystery. So it's such an honor to be here, and to really feel that the earth underneath me is creatively informing my work, and actually has been for Thesa too, because we really created the first initiations within the womb retreat here, and then we delivered it here, and it was a very, very powerful, I think it was the last retreat Thesa did. And so it was a very, very key completion and opening at the same time to her work and our work and where we've gone. So I live next to the Lake of Venus, which is exquisitely beautiful, and it's a blue kind of lagoon, sulfuric lake, and I live here. I feel such a deep call to be next to this lake for many reasons. One, it really matches my nature, you know, so this island's quite very, very fierce nature, very you know, kind of like in the Kali like archetype. So very, very raw, primordial energy. And I found that being by the lake really provides this softening for me living here. It's really kind of deeply contained and incubated, And to me, the lake is really the womb of the island. So it's kind of the perfect immediate environment for me to be guiding other people there. So I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see. I don't think my video is that hot, so let's see if it captures the colors of the lake. It's quite sunny, so let's see if it can capture. See if the colors are more. The sun is very high at the moment, so yeah, it's very, very beautiful. Definitely not doing it justice with my computer camera, but I will post some photos if I can underneath this video. And so this is where I live. And yeah, it feels important for me to share that because one of the, what I notice with this way of working is there's a development of sovereignty that is kind of rooted in a union. So it's sovereignty in that you're living your life according to your true nature. And so what that looks like is where you live, your relationships, your work, all of these things start to take on the qualities of your true nature. There you are very much through resonance, called to live somewhere. There is very much a specific location on earth that can nourish you, and there can be many. It doesn't have to just be one. Of course, I think it's just, for me, being a real point of wholeness for me, because home is very important to me. I have a Cancer ascendant, and so having that kind of earthy environment that feels very, very much connected to my spirit has been always a very, very important thing in my life. So yeah, kind of just wanted to share that, because it may not be that the subject of home is alive for you. It may be relationships, it may be work, what you're doing with yourself, how you're moving and expressing in the world. And what I notice is once you really get in touch with that depth of primordial silence through the body, and womb space starts to come online, it's very clear to you when something is out of alignment or out of resonance with that space. And you then have the option of ushering it in or moving in a way to develop and cultivate what is intimate to that space and resonant with. And so therefore we start to kind of cultivate the art, like living life as art, and or the art of inner union. So one of the feedbacks that I get from the group work is people are finding that their lives are reorganizing, or that they are noticing a greater embodiment of what's always been there. And I think that's important because a lot of, not a lot, but for some people, there may have been a very heavy cultivation of the heart space or of the mind, like oneness. And so bringing online the through journeying with the somatic experience and the kind of cauldron of the depths of womb space, we bring in the embodiment of our spirituality and the embodiment of our depth. And that is a very, very beautiful thing that can very much come online, and suddenly the embodiment is just there. It's not it's been waiting to be claimed, you know, a deep claiming of what is truly you and truly yours. And I say that from a place of the true nature, in terms of yeah, very, very sweet and deep settling into the belly, having cultivated very, very deeply the heart and the mind. So I get excited about that because I notice for some womb work, and when people are sharing about their womb work, it is very different from what we're doing, in that they may just be focusing on the genitals or on the kind of physicality of the womb. And in order to really bring in the embodiment within those areas and within all of physicality, you want to go deeper into the cosmic womb and the first kind of seeds of beingness and manifest experience. So that is very much where our work naturally takes you, and where we're sitting with one another when we're guiding, where I'm sitting with others when I'm guiding them. Great. Well, gosh, I'm in a chatty mood today. I could keep going, and maybe this is a good point to stop. Feels fun to kind of make a video outside for a start, and just to chat, just to share, kind of wanting to bring in more video material. And you know, if you have a question, or if you have a subject you'd like me to talk about, I would love you to let me know, because I have this tendency to, it really helps me when people pull things out of me. So people ask me a question, and I then, you know, can go into how I would apply what they've asked in relation to our work, or kind of what I've noticed in my experience around that, and if there's something that comes. So feel very free to share any subjects you would like me to go more into. Very, very open to hearing your comments and experiences, and yeah, feel very, very free to share this video if you want to. And also, I just created a 1 hour deep somatic journey meditation, really going into the exploration of awareness and what it is that's aware, and any unification that wants to happen with its source. So it's called Source Remembering, and I've just made it public because most of my meditations aren't public. They're part of the group experiences. So enjoy that, and let me know how you go. Okay, have a beautiful day wherever you are. Thanks.